Up, everybody?
Hey.
Yo.
Yo.
Happy Monday. Although not so happy if you're exposed to crypto. Lots of blood. You guys think there's more?
Oh, yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I think
most people do.
Aren't all the charting guys kind of like the big wallets are still not accumulating, right?
No, I wish we had the chart of glass nodes. I think that's a paid thing, but yeah, I looked last night on CryptoJack's stream. He actually showed off the chart again, and yeah, it's not good.
I'll see y'all on Monday.
A
Let's
lot
see
of
if I
guys
can
think
find
he's
it
gonna
real
hit
quick.
18 soon, Vince.
That seems to be the number people are waiting for. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up here real quick. 18. I'm tempted to start buying now, like super small amounts, but yeah, I think.
Are you only
we go
looking at
lower.
ETH, Vince, to buy?
I mean, I'll buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah, Bitcoin
Yeah, but
probably
you're not playing any of
more
the
than
other alts?
Ethereum. No, because historically speaking, whenever we start to go back to like a bull market, Bitcoin and Ethereum take off, and then you get the alts to go after that. People move Bitcoin and Ethereum into those others. Well, Bitcoin into traditionally Ethereum and then alts. So I'm gonna see if I can find the chart really quick here, but I don't blame. I mean, we're half off. We're discounted basically half off right now, a little more from the highs. So like, couldn't you blame somebody for buying here? No. Especially if you're long. I've always said, and I think these guys have agreed, that it's only a matter of time for Ethereum to hit 10,000. So you're buying it at 25%. So you're going to 4x here. Oh, here we go. I found the glass nodes. So for those of you who don't know, shoot, what I just do. Okay, so what you'll see here, I need to make sure the screen's okay. Can you guys see this right now? No, I'm guessing.
It's a little delayed. Yeah, it's a little delayed for me, so I can't see it yet.
Okay, I'll take a. What he's showing here is.
Okay, we can see it. Yep.
Okay, is it too small or anything? Shoot, I just lost it.
No, it's fine. We can see the chart.
Shit. I'm trying to pull up this chart so you guys can see the wallets. Basically, here we go. It shows the wealthiest people, wallets with over 1,000 Bitcoin in them. You'll notice oh my gosh. I can't get it to pull up. Okay, I'm going to pause it. Okay, so this chart that's behind this, what it's showing is this is the peak of basically multi-millionaires. This is their Bitcoin wallets holding over 1,000 Bitcoin. And that was the price of Bitcoin along with it. And it peaked like right before the crash back in April of this year. And then it just went down from there. And you see it go down here. And we've been flat. Like wallets holding more than 1,000 Bitcoin has been flat for months. And it hasn't started to increase yet. So that is a great indication that the big boys are not buying. And that they're not going to start buying until they're ready. So one of the guys that's helped me the most at CryptoJack, and I've said this a lot in our Discord, he is still calling for more blood, and so are the other people that I trust a lot. So he's been calling it for over a month now. I've told these guys, and I've said it a few times in our Discord, that I believe him. We need there to be more pain, and retail investors need to feel that pain so that the big boys can start buying because they love to win. So that's how they get rich. So yeah, that's just what I've thought for a while, and I think these guys are pretty much on the same page with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. I think we've really smashed crypto market. Garrett, you want to talk
Okay.
about your Mecha Ape call, like your Mecha Apes that you minted yesterday?
Yeah, these are really, really cool, man. So they minted yesterday. The original project is called, or the original team and company is called Oogaverse, and they dropped something called Mecha Games by Oogaverse, and essentially it's a staking-based game, very similar structure to how Wolf Game was supposed to work. Basically, you have your I don't even know where to start. Okay, so basically you have your Robo Oogas, and then there are Mecha Apes. These are the two primary pieces in the game. The Robo Oogas, when you stake them, they generate 1,000 of these OG tokens per day. And in order to unstake them, you need to accumulate at least 6,000 of those OG tokens. So if you wanted to stake a Robo Ooga, then you would need to wait 6 days to unstake. But in that 6 days, you would generate 6,000 of the OG token, which could mint you just shy of 2 Robo Oogas from their minting website. The max supply, I want to say it's cut at like 55,000, and we've seen a ton of supply shock. As at first when the game minted out, similar to like 99. Excuse me, similar to 99% of projects right now, like right after mint, they went right to mint price and they sat there for a bit, but volume was high. But anyone that knew and actually took the time to read about what they were buying started staking right away. And I mean, having a game like this functioning at this level, like right out of the gate, is super, super impressive and not something that we've really seen many times. So basically, at this point, we've got 90% staking for the Robo Oogas and about 70% staking for the Mecha Apes, which are essentially like the wolves, quote unquote, of this game. The Mecha Apes can be unstaked at any time. So that's why the staking percentage is a bit lower on those. The advantage to keeping them staked is that they can steal OG yields and actually steal Robo Ooga mints from other people that are minting with OG. So it's a really, really cool game. The volume's been insane for about 24 hours since yesterday morning. I'm pretty heavily invested in it at this point. I've got 5 of the Robo Oogas, and then I've got 1 of the Mecha Apes, and I think I want to get 1 more of the Robo Oogas. Everything I have is staked right now. So I would be currently generating a yield of over, let's call it 5,000 OG per day just from the Robos, and that would essentially mint me over 1 Robo Ooga per day, and the floor is like 0.35, 0.4. So it's really, really cool. Honestly, I'm super impressed. The Discord is popping 24/7 as more people come to understand what this is and how well it's working. Then they just go and they immediately stake their tokens, and it's just causing further supply shock. So right now, you know, midday when the US wakes up, stuff starts to tank a little bit. Volume is also a little bit lower at in these lull hours of the day as far as NFT goes. Last night, they hit a floor of 0.95 ETH. Right now, the floor is 0.3 ETH, and I think that's a really solid entry because I mean, as long as the game continues working and doesn't just like break or something, then I could see this continuing to go, and we could see major supply shock.
Cool.
I hope I summarized that well. I think it's a badass game. I definitely think everyone should look into it. Oh, and then I should touch on Oogaverse. So like obviously the parent company, what are they called? There's like Baby Oogas and Genesis Oogas are their Genesis collection. They generate a token called DMT, and that token also can mint the Robo Oogas or the Mecha Apes based off the yield. So people are also buying up the Genesis collection. I'm just focusing more on the in-game collection because that's the one with the volume, and I don't know. I have a really strong grasp at this point of how it all works, I guess. So yeah, it's dope.
Great.
Totally recommend everyone look into it.
Yeah, look at the message Garrett posted about it in our Discord. It has all the details on it. It's really cool. I haven't personally entered, but like I've wanted to a few times. Right now I'm just being so patient and stuff, but this is really cool. The way they've executed is awesome too. Okay, Mecha Uga's gone. Metroverse.
Okay. Yeah, Metroverse is a project that I'm really excited about. I think I kind of feel the same way about it as Garrett does about the project he just talked about with the mechas. There's like a huge team behind it. They basically, what you're doing is you're buying blocks of land, with the floors like 1 ETH right now. So you're buying blocks in a city, and these blocks have certain zones. So for example, these blocks are all the same size. They're 8x8 units. And then the blocks are more valuable based on the zone of the city that they're in. So there's more industrial zones, there's more commercial zones, and there's more like residential areas. What we're seeing though is a lot of these guys have poured money into it because if anyone's really long on Metaverse land, this is a project that I would highly suggest you have an eye on and possibly invest in. They're super long on the project. They have publicly said that they don't really want guys short-term trading the NFTs themselves. So the goal would be to buy a block or several blocks, because as you buy more blocks, you can then are accumulating more power, and you're accumulating the ability to earn more of their token, which is MET. The token itself got up to like 36 cents just a few days ago. Obviously, as crypto's dipped. It's now down to like 6 cents. And the thing about looking at it on OpenSea is you're looking, the real floor price is for the smaller and less ideally placed blocks in the city, but really the good blocks are looking more at like 2 or 3 ETH. The volume's been there, the volume is there. Their vision for the project is something super long term, something where they're able to take the Metroverse and put it into the sandbox. They're able to put it into all these different big Metaverse platforms that we're seeing pop up now. And so that's why they're intentionally not staying specific to, just the sandbox or just another alternative to that. So that token actually was revealed earlier in the month. These had all minted earlier in January for 0.1, and now they've just continued to pop up. They've continued to perform. Their whitelist is ginormous. Like they do a really good job of explaining all of it. But this is just a project that I've had an eye on. I listened to a good podcast with the team behind it last week. They're really treating it like a big company. Young guys, I think from Sweden or Norway, and they're just trying to create a startup with this. And they're trying to make this the face and the most accessible way of grabbing land in the sandbox or in, a separate area. Because what they've done is bought a huge plot of land in these big games and said, okay, now we're going to divide this up into 8x8 blocks that people can utilize and walk around in. So that's Metroverse. Honestly, I wasn't even planning on talking about it today. But Aiden had said something. Once Gary had talked about Ooga Boogas, I was like, okay, maybe I should talk about these because I feel the same way about these as Garrett does about Oogaverse. So, yeah, really interesting.
Do you have one?
No, I don't have one yet. I think I'm going to enter, but the thing is, I don't want to enter. I want to stay liquid right now. And when I enter on one, I kind of told myself I want to enter on one of the higher quality blocks. So something I'll cover is there's each block, and you can see this in the NFT. There's 3 traits on the bottom left. So those traits are like the placement, the MET that they'll earn, and the usability of them. And that then adds up to a score. There's a whole function, like a whole algorithm for it.
I was just showing that
score,
off some of the higher ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that score totally determines the value. So I would want something that's like 300 or 400, which would mean it's going to be more like 1.5 or 2 ETH versus just the 4 of 1.
Anything above 380 is above 2 ETH, and you're not going to get anything like 400 is 15 Ethereum. That's the highest score you can get according to this score total at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I mean, it does look like though a play would be maybe a 381 or 380 because they're 2 ETH. The floor
Uh-huh.
is what 1-1, so you're only paying 2x for like one of the top score totals. That could be I mean, in my opinion, that could be a smart move, like you're saying, to buy a higher one.
Yeah. Yeah. They were talking about something interesting. They were talking about they all like were in the Sim City, and this is their goal with this is for it to be like the DeFi like gaming NFT based Sim City of like 2022. So it's sick. I think if someone the main target audience for this one is anyone who's interested in Metaverse land, this is a project for them to look at, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them are already in it. So
I wonder why
Yeah.
the ones that Pranksy bought are like not very good score totals.
yeah, he did sweep like this morning. He went and bought a bunch off the floor.
He bought some for
Pranksy did.
2.5 Ethereum that don't look that great. I saw
I wonder. Do you know what the scores were on those? I wonder.
low, like not very good.
Mm-hmm.
They do have like football stadiums and stuff, but I don't know if that mattered. Like kind of confused by the purchase, if that makes sense, because the score is really low. But,
Yeah, interesting.
but it does have like some stuff on them that's low percentages, so maybe that's why. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody said Fleur just tweeted about this. Fleur did buy.
Did
Yeah, Fleur is falling off. So, but anyways, he did buy
Did he?
one. Huh?
Yeah. Ideally, I think if I bought one, I would want one in a neighborhood or residential zone. The residential zones are doing well. Because basically you can buy a neighborhood where people can stay, and then you can charge rent for them. So, the hood would be like a group of blocks, which are the 8x8 units, and then the block is just a group of buildings. So, if you took like 3 blocks, which would be a big investment of like 4 ETH, you can create your own little micro town inside of this. Inside of the
Is that what
Metaverse.
Hoodville Towers tall is?
Probably, yeah. They probably own a few blocks
I don't
because you
know
can
what
only
that
use so
is.
much on one 8x8 unit.
Seems like a ton
But-
of learning, but like
Yeah, it's
it's
huge.
got you guys started at least to show you the project. So it's kind of
Yeah.
the point here. So cool. Yeah. Thanks, McKay.
Yeah, ooga booga.
Booga booga.
Cool cats. Aiden, you want to talk
Cool
about the
pets.
cool cats, the cool pets?
Sure. So we don't, at least I don't know too much about this project just yet, but I do know they're minting out this Friday 4 elemental types of NFTs: fire, earth, or fire, grass, air, and water.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. It looks like they've got like a full fleshed out game for these. I had linked the like the promotional video. There's like quests and stuff. You can earn rewards. I'm assuming that's the milk token. But it looks cool. I don't have any info on if it's exclusive to Cool Cats holders or if it'll be open for public mint.
I think
If it is open
both.
for-
I think they're doing like the mutants, like where it's 10,000 for
Mutant
the
style?
holders and then 10,000 more.
Yep, that's what they're doing.
Cool. Well, that's perfect because I think this is going to be a massive play. The Cool Cats name behind something means a lot. Cool Cats, last I looked, were sitting at like an 11.5 ETH floor. So yeah, really excited for this one. I think these mutant style projects, and when we say that, we're just referring to like these large projects like Bored Ape that do a secondary project with some benefit to the original holders, and then allow folks to get in at a lower price than holding the original NFT. So super excited for this one. Gonna have some more info on it soon.
Do you think do you think a play would be buying a cool cat now or waiting till after this whole thing goes down?
I think waiting till after.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the price of these, I mean, the value of these is almost priced into the current Cool Cat
Exactly.
floor.
Yeah, I agree
And
with
then
that.
I know their milk token is supposed to come soon as well, which is kind of priced into the floor price.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, we've seen
Again.
Deadfellas. I think Deadfellas announced they're doing a secondary project like this as well, coming soon. So we'll have more info on that as
That
well.
floor's gone up a ton too.
I know,
It's only
man.
3.
That's a tough
my
one.
gosh.
Is
we were
it?
we were in there pretty. I mean, we've been talking about that one since last year.
Since
Yeah,
like-
3.3.
Mm.
Yeah, we've been talking
Wow.
about Deadfalls forever. We watched those things from the beginning.
Yeah, like 0.2, 0.3.
Yeah, literally. First Gary V show.
They just look really
Mm.
cool. as we always say, you can easily distinguish them in a profile picture. Unique,
Mhm.
good following, so that helps a lot.
100%.
Traits have always been interesting to me on the dead fellas because like you don't have them on the, if you just look at traits, like a ton of like ones that are super rare or anything, but there's like special combos or something, isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's secret traits.
Secret
There's actually a
traits.
spreadsheet I can find. It basically categorizes all of the secret traits and their rarities. And by secret traits, we mean like some of them have like tattoos, for an example. But if you look at the properties, none of them, there is no tattoo property.
Mhm.
So
Right.
there's like a way to sort these in that spreadsheet, and some of those are obviously more desirable than others. Kind of a cool twist on a traditional concept.
Yeah.
I remember maybe was that earlier, like first or second week of this year, when a few guys had bought into them when they were like a 1-4 floor because OBJ and a few of the other guys, a few big guys on Instagram who had nothing to do with NFTs. Yeah,
Mhm.
they were buying specifically the pink fur tree, which was not a hidden tree. It was a established tree.
The floor on that was quite high, and I was one of those people
yeah.
that got in on the Dead Fellas at that time, and I ended up selling way too early. Kind of regret that now, but that project wasn't moving for the longest time, and then out of nowhere we just checked and it like the floor price almost doubled. So, that's how it goes sometimes. Though
I'm looking at the traits that there's only one of in Deadfellas. Have you guys looked at the spiked jacket or the if you go to what is it? Body maybe? No. Yeah, body. You see there's 3 that have there's a fancy blue tracksuit, a fur jacket, and a spike jacket. Those are like the all one of ones with those traits. So I guess there's a few, but yeah, most of the project, they're very similar in terms of how close they are in quantity. Okay, so Cool Cats, good. Oh, Bowman Draft. Did we want to cover that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we should
Talk
touch
about
on it.
cancels and stuff.
Yeah. So this morning we woke up to. So obviously last week we had cooked Bowman Draft Sapphire. This morning, a lot of guys. I mean, it was probably right around between 8 a.m. Eastern and 7:30 a.m. Eastern. They sent out a huge wave of cancels. Obviously, we don't know the reason for the cancels. Originally we thought it was profile related. Tops over the past week or so has been getting more strict just on these past releases with profiles, but we're just going to adjust to that. That's not a concern. Obviously, they got a ton of heat on Reddit, on the forums, and on Twitter after that release because we wiped out the stock and the product page was never live. They ended up putting the product page live the day after. So a lot of unhappy fellows about the drop. As a result, prices are holding strong. They canceled a ton of orders this morning. There are some members and some of us who have orders sticking. Unknown if those will stick or cancel. I'm not exactly sure why they canceled, 20 and then leave 3 or 4 instead of just canceling them all. It's a little strange, but there are guys who have orders sticking. Something Nico just brought up, and he can touch on this more, was last year they ended up just doing a raffle for these. And I remember with KSR, we were botting the raffle or somehow bypassing it. I totally forgot about that until Nico had brought it up today, but it's possible that they're going to definitely, very likely re-release this stock in some fashion. Last year they used a raffle, which we haven't seen them do, I don't think, since that release. Nico?
Yeah, so that was the 21 Bowman Sapphire, and there was definitely a lot of outcry on Twitter about them doing another raffle. And then we got to remember, like, obviously they were acquired by Fanatics. We don't know exactly what's going on behind the doors with, if is Fanatics kind of, putting the hammer down on some of the, anti-bot and because we've got to remember we had that like 1 per household with Fanatics for a little bit. So they might just be cracking down a little bit more. So we're interested to see how it plays out. But yeah, I would expect we see a raffle within the next week or so. For the stock that they did cancel.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think this will affect prices? I mean, this morning I just assumed prices were going to spike after everyone got canceled, and Sherpa guys had pre-sold too.
I mean, it might go up a little bit, but I mean, I think this product will just go up at the rate it would regardless.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't worry about it, and I would still hold it if you can.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, really interesting. I feel like Tops is becoming more and more coherent to these, like to the multiples. I feel like they're gonna start getting stricter with it. I don't know.
People were
We're
really
gonna have to
mad
see.
about that drop too. People were really
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah, Garrett, weren't you on the forum saying they were like calling us out and stuff?
Yeah, they were like posting our tweet, and our tweet didn't even talk about bots. It was super vague, but yeah, they were posting it, and they were going crazy on the blowout forums right after that drop. People were really upset, so makes sense that they got Tops to send some cancels out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to my fellow 582 Montgomery Club members. We were able to cop a full day early. Already delivered,
Not canceled.
Different lifestyle, but
Yeah.
That's
it's
just
hard
the
to
life.
stay humble when you're a 582 member, but I just remember where I came from,
Yeah, I just remember you guys paid $600 to buy them. That's how I think about it. Remember that,
Make it
Aiden?
back on the
that's
first
one day.
F1
That's one way to
drop.
think about it. But
Yeah, that's how I think about it.
I have a box of Bowman Draft sitting next to me, and I don't know if
This
anyone
is
else
true.
does.
And the prestige that comes with it.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's such a limited, iconic product.
Yep.
Not a lot of people are gonna get this box, probably. Maybe just AD and a few other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then as far as I wanted to touch on consoles.
Yeah, I
really
got that
briefly.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, consoles. I think we talked a little bit about it last week at the end of the week, and we're still seeing it more and more. Prices were unaffected by a bunch of the guys who hit the target drop at the end of last week have picked up their orders by now, and prices are holding strong. Botanki is paying like $630. A lot of the guys are anywhere from $620 to $635 now on PS5 discs, which is great. I think we're going to continue to see the price trend up. Some of the bulk guys are saying that, they could see the market eventually hitting 700, hopefully like late in late spring, early summer. We'd heard that one of the big suppliers who a lot of the cash out guys we sell to, they're the guys they are moving the products to before shipping them overseas had been closed. They had been just sitting on too much inventory for the past month, Q4, late Q4, early into Q1. And they just last week announced that they're expecting to open back up again, which is great for these buyers because now they're able to move them, to their buyers. So I think prices are totally heading the right direction. I see no reason for us to start slowing down on PS5s, disc or digital anytime soon. And frankly, I think I'm going to start considering starting to buy Xboxes again as well, because even if I can make $30 to $40 on one, come February, I think there is room for profit, and 3 or 4 and boom, that's $250. So I think we still have a lot of time left with consoles. I think there was some panic, early this year, and I think we're doing just fine. That's my opinion.
Cool.
So Nico, did we end up rugging ourselves by selling to the Cash Out Kings last week?
we might have rugged ourselves for a little bit of extra profit because I think they're paying like $625 right now. At least we
offloaded all of our discs at $590, so not a great.
Oh, nice.
Not great.
Yeah, shout out Orion, but he also had his own little snafu, so I think they're even.
Yeah, we can't disclose that, but shout out to him.
Shout out Orion, yeah.
Big shout out. That's all we had that's all we had planned.
Yeah, I think we had it pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet.
I agree. Thanks,
Booga.
guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
Noon